everyone, welcome to Ecomversations, a podcast where we sit and chat with e-commerce owners and business owners about their business and what it feels like to run a business in Nigeria. I am your host, Christiana Osoha, popularly known as Tiana, and with me here is my guest, Anilinda. Linda, could you introduce yourself, please?
I was going to ask you who is Anilinda.
I don't understand. What's your name?
No, like, who is Anilinda? You said is your guest. Like, you didn't give me Serere, this thing, CEO, MD.
You don't have a business.
Oh, I don't have a business.
No.
But I'm something now.
So Linda is a freelancer. She's a script writer. And that's basically all you do.
Wow. God will change my But let's go. Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Chidera Ani. I am a freelance scriptwriter and I am the official best friend of Tiana.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Guys, I'm suffering. Okay. So we thought this episode was important because we're to do a get to know me, because I'm the host. Why I'm starting this podcast, why I think it's important that everyone watch it, and how episodes will look like.
But why are you starting this podcast?
That's not the first question you should ask me.
What's the first question you should ask?
Okay, I don't know. I'll start with that. One of my favorite things is to watch other business owners. So I like to hear how they build their businesses from scratch and how they grew it despite the challenges they faced. And that kind of content is readily available in the abroad, basically. Okay. And then we have all of these people, all of these big entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos, bringing out stuff like shareholder letters. And when I look into our own immediate environment, if that kind of information is not readily available. So if you want to start a business in Nigeria, you have to jump head first. Yeah. There is no blueprint, no knowledge from veteran business owners somewhere, interviews where they come out and say, okay, this is what I passed through. This is what you should do.
There's no God.
Yes, exactly. Everyone keeps saying God. I know that there's a God factor there. Yeah. I feel like there are steps that people take.
Yeah.
For their business and their strategies that they put in place that is able to make them successful. Because person A could start a similar business with person B, and then person A is thriving and person B just goes bankrupt, closes down shop. Yeah. So what exactly makes person A thrive?
You think that the reason why the information is not like out there is because Nigeria is such a low trust place?
Yes.
When everybody's like guarding their secrets.
Yes. And I know that God could have contributed to everything just the way you believe. But like there is something you're doing differently that has made you sell up to ₦1 billion. Yeah. That amount of money. Do you understand? So what exactly are you doing?
Okay, now hold that thought. Now if we've established that Nigerians are not like very willing to share the secret of that information or whatever, what is it about this podcast that is going to make them willing to tell you their secrets?
Okay, so the thing is that a lot of people think they have to share trade secrets. For example, a baker should share her recipe. But that's not what we are all about here. We are talking about general stuff like strategies, how you were able to overcome this. For example, one of the biggest challenges e-commerce businesses face in Nigeria is the delivery logistics problem, right? Because we do not have good road networks. So if I ask a business owner, how do you overcome this thing? It should be like an information that they should be willing to share. There are some businesses that have hacked customer retention. There are some businesses that word of mouth works for them. These are stuff that should be kind of readily available for people to consume. Just basic stuff that we think would help the e-commerce ecosystem.
I know that you're a marketer. Okay. How, of all the fields, like how did you get into marketing? What was it about marketing that made you say, okay, this?
So you know that butterfly effect thing they talk about? No, it's trending on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen, but there's this butterfly effect thing. It's basically about one little decision you made that changed everything.
Okay.
So I would say the little decision I made was in first year 100 level in school.
Okay.
and I just walked
I
into
didn't know you
presidential.
then.
Yeah, you did not, but it was
And
in
your
president.
life was very boring.
So I walked into presidential hostel. It's in UNN. I was looking for someone to squat me,
She
and
was
then
a
they
squatter.
arrest me. I just found this girl, Mesoma, and then I knew she was in my class. So I said, "Hi, can you squat me?" And I felt like, and she agreed. So I feel like that decision changed my life. How? Fast forward to 2020 COVID. One of Mesoma's friends sent me a flyer and asked me to post on my WhatsApp status. That was when they were doing all these 1,000 naira classes on WhatsApp. It was very trendy
Okay,
then.
yeah.
Can you remember? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, cool. And then in the flyer, guess what? He said the first 10 people to get into the class will be given 10 or 12 ebooks. Just a large number of ebooks. I know me, I like books.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, good deal now. I got into the class and he shared the ebook. One of them was how to write copy that sells. I think that title captivated me because I thought it was copyright, like books. So I read the book and it was about marketing, basically marketing copy. I was like, interesting. Okay, I want to get to know this. So I bought a Udemy course. After I finished taking that course, I went on Twitter and I found the Nigerian copywriting group. Yes. And I found Andy Mukolo. That's how I got into marketing generally. So I was combining with school. And then how I got into e-commerce was just, I think e-commerce chose me.
Oh, profound.
Yes. I did not choose e-commerce. E-commerce chose me. Deep.
Profound. Deep. Real.
So in December, I started learning copywriting in April of 2020. In December of 2020, I got my first client from Oppo and it was an e-commerce client.
Ask her who told her to join.
She was, yeah, you told me to join Oppo. I got my first client after weeks of sending out proposals and it was an e-commerce client. Basically, I was supposed to write, they had Shopify stores and I was supposed to write their copy. So like product description, copy, web copy, everything. So I got that job in December of 2020. So that's how I got into e-commerce. So because I had that experience, I was also sending out proposals for product description jobs and anything that had to do with e-commerce copy. And then I niched down to emails because e-commerce in the abroad, email is really, really important to them. So they sell through email. And that's how I got into email marketing, email copywriting. And right now I'm still an email marketer for an e-commerce agency. And because I'm in that line of work, I get to listen to a lot of e-commerce owners. They basically like to talk about their business, what they've learned, because they think they are building personal brands.
Yeah.
So they are positioning themselves as experts. And they also exit.
Really?
Yes, they also exit. So someone could be like, okay, I'm selling my stuff. I'm selling my business. And they'll be like, they exited with this amount of money. An e-commerce brand. And I was like, this is interesting. We don't have this at home. I've seen a couple of people closing down their stores.
Yeah, but it's always like closing down, not like exit.
Yes, it's not like exit. And I think maybe with the Japa wave now, people will just leave
their businesses,
but they can sell it. It's just that they could just say, okay, this person is no longer in charge. And then if you are looking to start a business in that kind of maybe a niche, you could just take over instead of starting from scratch. You just continue what somebody has built. That's the point. So I think it's really interesting. So I think it was there that I noticed that kind of gap where we have ecom founders talking about their business, how they overcame this challenge or that challenge. And then I'm like, okay, Nigerian. Like, where are we? Why are we not talking? And we have a lot of people doing awesome things in the e-commerce space, but there are only a few of them coming to talk about the stuff. Yeah. And I think it's been interesting to talk to people like that as well. Like, how did you start this? How do you manage the logistics?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just excited to meet a lot of people and hear their stories.
Give us like a little sneak peek of what we can expect from episodes to come on this podcast.
We'll try to make every episode informative. If you're actually very curious about a particular business, you could also, let us know in the comment section which business owner you want us to feature. I also want to meet people who have probably failed, why they failed in whatever business, ecom business they did.
Were you ever an ecom business owner?
Yes.
Let's start from you.
Okay.
Let's start from you. Did you fail?
Okay, first of all,
Look at the camera. Did you fail?
it's not a yes or a no answer. Okay, let me start from me. Honest.
Is the business still
No,
existing now?
it's not.
Did anybody buy you out? No. So you fail. So let's start with you.
So I think it was in 2018. There was this dropshipping craze happening. So I texted a bunch of business owners on Instagram. I don't know, I'm a student. I wanted to dropship with them. So they had a different price for dropshippers. They add it to a WhatsApp group with other dropshippers and resellers. And then they post the product and then repost the picture of the product. So I never see the product. It goes directly from the owner to the customer. So they handle everything. I just send them the money. Right. So that's how I started. The name of the page was Closet Cravings NG. You can check it on Instagram. I made a lot of money actually in the beginning. Yeah. So, and that time Instagram ads were so good. The best sale I ever made. I spent 1K on running Instagram ads. I didn't even know anything about ads. Just boost the post. And then I sold like 3 shoes to one person.
Oh.
And it was so interesting because the delivery was on the island. So how I was doing it is that I will add the price of the delivery to the product and write delivery free.
Wow.
I know as a consumer, I don't like paying for delivery.
Yeah.
That was my biggest profit in a day. So like that day, I think I made 30 something K.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with other deliveries. So it was fine. I honestly cannot remember why I stopped doing that. Why I stopped Closet Cravings.
So you won't say it failed, you just moved on from it.
Yeah, I just moved on from the business. I didn't want to do that forever. But I know that one day I want to have an e-com brand. But I want to manufacture. It's easier said than done.
It's quite easy because I'm looking at you now. And I just said,
You don't believe in me?
No, I believe in you 100%, but okay.
It's just like Jeff Bezos says, missionaries make better products. For you to make a good product, you have to believe in the product and that it will help people's lives. My point is, I have to find something that I believe in. Yeah. I don't know if it's an excuse. It sounds like one.
And I'll be here with you. Every step of the way. Who do you think is your favorite entrepreneur?
Can I say I like e-commerce without talking about the person who built the biggest e-commerce platform? I've mentioned him many times, Jeff. Yeah. So I really like
he's your father's brother. Like they're from the same woman now.
I like reading his shareholders letter. So he sends out letter like every year to shareholders. Basically talk about what is going on in Amazon, how they're doing stuff and how they're overcoming certain challenges. I think it's very insightful. Now, my favorite entrepreneur in the whole wide world. Her name is Estee Lauder. I recently just discovered her and I fell in love with her. So she created this brand. It's a beauty brand. They make foundations.
Okay, yeah.
And I just think she's a marvelous businesswoman. I think you need to read her book.
What?
It's called Estee, A Success Story. Okay. This is the most beautiful business book I've ever read. I don't know. I just fell in love with her. I listened to this podcast called Founders by David Senra, and I was like, wow. I've listened to it like up to 8 times, and I downloaded the book. I couldn't find it in Nigeria. I downloaded it. So. But yeah, so I really like Estee a lot. She was a brilliant woman. A brand that she started in her kitchen worth billions of dollars today. She is my favorite entrepreneur, living or dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is our first episode and we hope you enjoy our episodes. See you in the next episode. Bye. Bye.